Goodwood. First run in 1823 and very much the longest race of the year here. 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs for the Coral Goodwood handicap. The first 3.5 furlongs run the wrong way up the home straight. Tash Khan is prominent towards the inside rail, and out wide is Align the Stars. Those are the first two. Then the pale green of Agaggio, who's won here 5 times at Goodwood over a shorter distance. He's joined towards the inside by Kyle of Lochalsh, who was 4th in this extreme test 12 months ago, and now they're preparing in the next 3/4 of a furlong or so to go into the turn, which takes them onto the first of the loops. Held up at the back of the field with head bowed is Bold as Brass, and last but one is Vino Victrix as now they go into the turn, and it is Tash Khan who will lead them into the turn, with Align the Stars taken quite wide, racing in second, and Agaggio is in third. In fourth is King's Reign, who's taking quite a strong grip. Then the first of the greys is Zinc White, racing to the outside. Towards the inside rail is Kyle of Lochalsh, who then is followed by Bashful Boy, who runs between horses. Sheridan is the second of the greys, out a little bit wider, although once they now tack across towards the other rail, he'll then be towards the inside as they go towards the turn taken just before halfway. Vino Victrix at the moment is in the last group together with the filly Oxford Comma. At the moment, last but one is Mordor, and last of all is Bold as Brass, who seeks his 6th win of the year. And now they tack across towards the rail, which will take them into the turn, going uphill at Oak Tree Corner. And it is Tash Khan and Tom Marquand now into a clear lead of over 2 lengths to Align the Stars and Christophe Soumillon racing in second. Young Ashley Lewis and Agaggio in third. Tyler Hurd and King's Reign in fourth. Kyle of Lochalsh and Oisin Murphy is in fifth. To the rail, Zinc White and Sylvester Sousa in a share of 6, with Bashful Boy around that one's outside. And now they're going inside the final mile and 3 furlongs. They've just taken the turn. Now they're beginning to make the climb, and they climb quite steeply on now towards the top of the hill of the far loop. And Tash Khan has extended his lead to 2.5 lengths. To Align the Stars in second, Agaggio in third, King's Reign is in fourth, and as they now go into this next turn, they are now at halfway in the Coral Goodwood handicap. Just about 1.25 miles to go from here. Bold as Brass still restrained, the back marker, Mordor last but one, Vino Victrix last but 2, and now they tack across once again. They've hugged the inside rail, now they go right limpet-like under the tree line, the quicker ground over on that far side of the track under the trees, and it's Tash Khan who leads the way. To Align the Stars in second, Agaggio is in third, King's Reign racing now in fourth, and he's coming to press third with Agaggio, Bashful Boy and Kyle of Lochalsh, and then Zinc White. After Zinc White is Sheridan, Vino Victrix, next is the filly Oxford Comma, and then the Irish Raider Mordor at the back of the field together with Bold as Brass. So now they've left the far side rail, and now they tack across under the inside rail. They've now got 3/4 of a mile to go, 6 furlongs ahead of them, uphill now towards the top turn, and up on the outside, Align the Stars puts pressure now on Tash Khan on his comeback run, and now they go into the turn. Sheridan is one of the first ones to come off the bit. He's being driven along by David Probert and beginning to lose ground. Oxford Comma is another one now who's very quickly been driven. So too is Vino Victrix, and 1 or 2 of them now beginning to feel the pinch. And now they take the dogleg turn down towards the final 3.5 furlongs. Tash Khan sticks towards the far side. Christophe Soumillon comes towards the centre of the course on Align the Stars. Bashful Boy and also Agaggio with every chance. Towards that far side rail, Kyle of Lochalsh is trying to stay on. They've still got 2.5 furlongs to go, and it's Bashful Boy on the near side and Amy Waff who have now taken the lead. Over on the far side rail, Kyle of Lochalsh and Oisin Murphy. Agaggio in third, Mordor with late gain. Then on the outside, Align the Stars, and then Oxford Comma. 1.5 furlongs to go. Kyle of Lochalsh now goes away from the field. Kyle of Lochalsh is pouring it on. He's now gone 10 lengths clear. Hughie Morrison is going to win this stamina test as the trainer for the 3rd time. Kyle of Lochalsh in a romp. Mordor was second, Oxford Comma was third, tight for fourth. Agaggio rallied on the outside of Bashful Boy. Tash Khan was tailed off, so too was Align the Stars, and then Never Nearer was bold as brass together with King's Reign, and one or two of them are still coming. Sheridan was totally tailed off. He's only just finished, and so too Vino Victrix. But no doubt about the winner. It was Kyle of Lochalsh. He was fourth in this race last year, but this 5-to-1 chance has absolutely romped home here in the hands of Oisin Murphy. That is Oisin's fourth winner of this glorious Goodwood week. So now he joins Ryan Moore at the top of the standings. And as you can see there, it was Daylight that was second. Eventually, it will be Mordor.
You can see how far he won by there. Here comes the place horses into shot, Leona, because the winner in the colours of the Fairy Story partnership back on soft ground has bolted up.
Yeah, look, this horse has got that kind of back form, hasn't he? His last turf win was on the soft ground. He was fourth in this race last year, and he's been a non-runner quite a few times recently, Ed. That's why he's got that 96-day absence, because they kept entering him, and then the ground was good to farm, and they'd taken him out. So I'm sure they were really pleased with the rain, at least for this horse.
Well, he was first past the post and almost first back into the chute as well, Oisin. He was just, doesn't look like he's even had a race the way he's walking around.
He was never on the bridle, Sally. He was off it the whole way, but when I grabbed hold of him and asked him for an effort, he really did stretch clear. So I'm delighted for Hughie, his trainer's a family friend of ours, and the owners are all here. And this is a nice race to win.
It's a lovely race to win. And did you realise that you were winning it like quite by such a far a distance?
Yeah, because he actually picked up, whereas the others were slowing down. I couldn't really comprehend why we didn't all stay on the fresh ground on the far side, but as a result of them not staying there, it opened up like the Red Sea.
Just a word, Oisin, how is the ground out there?
I would think Ed Arkle, the clerk of the course, has done a really accurate job of describing it as soft, maybe good to soft in places.
Thanks, well done, Oisin.
So we'll wait to see how he reports back as far as Asphora is concerned in the big race, the big sprint at 3:05 this afternoon. But Jason, this was impressive.
It was, and he's a bit of a rarity because he seems equally effective under softish conditions on the turf, and he's not got a bad record on a synthetic either. So they've had a lot of fun with him. He's been in some pretty tough handicaps. And you remember, Ed, the Fairy Story partnership had good horses like Marmello recently, who was a really good stayer. Remember, he had the big old Roman nose and used to gallop them into submission.
Is it quite unusual that this horse is now a 5-year-old and he's a stayer and he's still an entire?
Yeah, look, if he's a really nice character and, you know, he's quite happy, you know, why would they geld him? And who knows, he might get a job somewhere later on.
A well-behaved man, what's that? No,
Moving swiftly on.
It's the one thing I thought, to be fair, Francesca, you don't often see these entires. It's kind of level as well, left as an entire, but he must just be a very nice, relaxed person.
I think Terence